Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Fireborn, the God Gamer, and welcome to another Silksong Riddle Breakdown. This is the second one I'm going to do, and it was just posted a couple hours ago, and it's got another character spoiler related to it, just like last time. So we're going to be getting a character reveal by the end of this video. We're not going to get into it just yet in case people don't want to get that spoiled for them. You can just look at the riddle and then I'll warn you before we get to talking about the character. So all of a sudden Leth just started posting this poem. We didn't know exactly what it meant, but I'm going to read you all through it. I'm a fly of little fame, but here's your chance to know my name. We're getting a character introduction to a fly, and we're gonna try to figure out his name. I dwell in land of silk and song, and I don't feel that thieving's wrong. So it's a character in Silksong, and he's gonna be a thief of some kind. I hope you won't think me rude, but I am in a riddling mood. So now I speak a clue or two to recall names of things you knew. Okay, so we're going to be looking for things based off this poem. And things you knew, it's going to be things from the original Hollow Knight. So first of things has known no peer. You will find him in a realm of tears, City of Tears. He wields a hammer, but needs a nail, and seeks a trinket, metallic and pale. The nailsmith, of course. As soon as you mention nail, it's pretty obvious. Another thing with friendly face, and you can find them any place. They may be found both near and far, and freely, if not for a jar. as soon as they say jar, it's talking about grubs, of course, but even before that, it's pretty heavily hinted at this is a grub. The next thing, so thing number 3, you find everywhere, but few are sure it's really there. Corrupt, yet does it have a mind? It's in their eyes, but are they blind? This is infection. So it's everywhere. They're talking about corruption. It's infection. The first of letters in his name and the 6th of mine. So this character's 6th character in his name and the first letters of this character's name are the same. So all 3 of those characters within the characters' names, I know referring to characters in a character's name is kind of confusing. I apologize for that. But if you have nothing to buy, his speech may begin with a sigh. I'm trying not to confuse anyone too much, but this is talking about Leg Eater. Might also be talking about Lem, but Lem does not have... It could be talking about either, and it doesn't really matter for the sake of the riddle. So the 5th character of this game are capital letters in his name. Okay, so there's more than one capital letter in this character's name. And this is important because we're going to come back to this line right here. If you face him, so it's a boss, you will find he guards what exits from behind. Okay, so it's a boss, and he's guarding something, and he has multiple capital letters that are the same in his name. It's Dung Defender, okay? Because both Dung and Defender start with the same letter, and he's guarding something, and he's a boss. The next thing is a simple one, and angry once her rest is done. She'll fly while bouncing to and fro, and inside her the babies grow. Really easy one, that's Grandmother. And now the last thing, finally, confessed to her regretfully. Rarely would you see its eyes, for inside of you this thing lies. The last line just makes it super obvious. It's talking about the shade, because it's inside of you. So there weren't too many parts that were difficult, but keep in mind, we are looking not for the things revealed here, we're looking for the final character. We're looking for the final character's name. The character from Silksong that we're going to get spoiled on eventually. Okay? So there is that bit of confusion between characters in a name and characters of the game, right? So this is the 5th character of the game. This isn't talking about characters as in characters of Hollow Knight. This is talking about characters of this game, aka the Riddle. So we're looking for the characters within the character's name, right? This is so awful that they did this. But the 5th character, and the capital letters here, of course, this is Dung Defender, so we know that the character is D. And the 5th character in this character's name, 2, 3, 4, 5, is D. So we don't know how long his name is yet. We will find out it's 7 characters long. But we know that the 5th character within his name is D, okay? Because it's the same as the first capital letter in Dung Defender. This part, the first character of his name, is something that we're supposed to get. This was kind of confusing to me. I'll go back to this, but you don't actually need this to solve the riddle. But it's kind of confusing to me. I'll go back to it. Don't worry about it. So these are the 7 things that we found from the poem. Nailsmith, Grubs, Infection, Leg-Eater, Dung Defender, Grubsmother, and Shade. And we also know that the 5th character in his name is D. Okay, so that's all we know about the character so far. However, at 4 p.m. Central Time, Leth posted this, which is the final stanza of the poem. Let me just enlarge this. He posted, 3 seers from the tube of you, shared wisdom, June of 1 and 2. Revealing my name is no small feat. Once again, we're looking at this character's name. 3 key rules were theirs to tweet. Okay, so we're looking for tweets from 3 YouTubers, okay? And that will reveal this guy's name. So all at the same time at 4 p.m. Central, Relia, Rusty, and Mossbag. You should check them all out, by the way. They post great videos. Relia first posted, and you'll see that each of these tweets reveals 2 letters, aka characters. Letters, characters. I should say letters instead of characters. they reveal 2 letters from this character's name. Okay, so Relia reveals the first 2 letters. He says, the first 2 letters of my name are definitely not the same. But 2 of the things from this rhyme share the first 2 letters of mine. So we're looking for 2 letters for this character that share 2 letters from different things. Okay, so the only things that have the same first 2 letters are Grubs and Grubsmother. And this character shares the first 2 letters from Grubs and Grubsmother. So we know this character's name starts with G and R. Okay, next tweet was from Rusty. The 3rd and 4th letters of mine are first in 2 things equally wide. So it says wide, but what exactly does wide mean? So wide refers to the length of the characters' names, not the actual width of the characters, because that's not really something we can numerically designate. So to know these 2 things, we need the width. Subtract 3 from the count of the 5th. Okay, so the count of the 5th is 12 letters long. So we subtract 3 from 12 and we get 9 characters long. 9 letters long, sorry. I need to stop doing that. I'm confusing people. So Nailsmith, 9 characters long, 9 letters long. Oh my god, I can't stop doing it. 9 letters long, Infection. Okay? So these are the 2 things we're looking for, and this character has the starts of each of these words in his name as well. So the 3rd and 4th characters, it's not going to be GRN, it's going to be GRIND. Okay, so his name starts with GRIND. So Mossbag tweeted last, and he says, these things are much These things are much more than words. The last of things defeats the third. So that's talking about shade and infection, of course. Though with the third, I share the first letter, the other's last letter suits me better. Okay, so the other's last letter is going to be the same as his last letter. However, this part actually had me a bit confused for a bit, because the third thing is infection, right? So is his name Grindy? That doesn't actually work to open the archive. However, I was ignoring the first line of this poem, which is, these things are much more than words, okay? So if we look at these things, some of them are characters, and some of them are just words. So infection is just a word. It's a concept, right? It's not a character itself. So we're looking for things that are more than words. We're looking for the third of those. So this is a character, thing number one. This is a character, thing number two. Not a character. And this is the third thing that's a character. And he shares the first letter with this. Okay? So we end up with Grindel. Fantastic name. And that is the solution to the riddle. And let me just go back to this. The first of letters in his name and the sixth of mine are the same. So if we're talking about Lem or Leg Eater, Lem doesn't have 6 characters, right? However, the sixth character of Leg Eater backwards is G. That's all I could think of. I couldn't really make sense of it. But like, does Leg Eater see backwards? I don't really know. But anyway, the answer to the riddle is Grindel. So now we're getting into spoilers. We're going to open up the archive, of course. Type in Grindel, and this is what we get: the description, the promo picture, and a GIF scene showing the character. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get into the description first, and we are in spoiler territory. So close your eyes and, you know, close your ears, whatever. Okay, so ho-ho, free at last. Locked up here much too long, we was. Nasty place to keep a poor little snitch bug. You're smelling fancy, though. Bet you got some nice shinies hidden in that cloak. A common snitch bug, fixated on thievery. Though he has traveled the lengths of Farloom, he's seen most of it through the iron bars of cages and cells. Free at last, he's taking advantage of the kingdom's ailing state. Probably to steal things, I assume. This sneaky thief will gladly take rosaries in exchange for snippets of information he has gathered, though his gossip is often of questionable value. So we're actually given the purpose of this NPC within the description. You exchange things, and in return for that, you get information on different gossip that is of questionable value. So it sounds like a pretty fun character. He's a thief. He's had a lot of experience going around stealing things, getting locked up, and you get information from this little guy. So let's take a look at the picture. This is the promo picture, and he's got quite a unique design compared to other things we've seen in Hollow Knight and Silksong. He looks very, very different. But this is, I guess, what snitch bugs look like. I think that's something that was never in the original Hollow Knight. If it was, then I've made a big mistake by saying that, because it's. But I've never seen a snitch bug or even heard of one, so I assume it's something new. I hope it is. Otherwise, I look very silly right now. But yeah, that's Grindel, and let's look at this GIF as well. So you can see we're in some kind of like jail place, I guess. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit in OBS. But yeah, it looks like we're in a jail. And we break this guy loose. There's some relic or something up here that we can take. You can also see a bit of the UI. Of course, it's unfinished, so I would not. It could be like months old by now. We honestly have no idea. But yeah, there's like a lot of things going on here. We see a brand new area. I don't know if we've seen it before. And Hornet, we know now that Hornet breaks this guy loose. So this guy is indebted to Hornet. For what that matters, based off his personality, I don't really know, I can't really say, but it is kind of interesting how the storyline will play out with this Grindel character. And I really like the area quite a bit. There's also another character that we can see right at the beginning of the clip. Just for a moment in the top left. I'm not exactly sure what to make of that. But yeah, I don't think I have too much else to say. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was another fun riddle. This time I actually got to watch it as it played out. I was kind of working, so I didn't get to like follow along completely, but I did get to kind of look over the poem and be like, you know, this is pretty easy. I could do this, you know, if I had the time, but I don't, so. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm going to be doing more of these if more riddles come out, and I think they will. So I am definitely excited to see more of them in the future. And huge shout outs to Team Cherry, by the way. This is a really cool way to do things. And it's a lot of fun for the community, and the super, like, Hollow Knight has a really dedicated fan base, so I'm happy to see that Team Cherry's finally giving us something to work with and be excited about. It's been quite a while since we've got Silksong content. Anyway, smash that subscribe button, you know, as always, and have a great day, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. Catch you all later.